2020 will forever be known as the year the Earth stood still. But as this year closes and the world opens up, journeys can begin once again. And here inside the SSE Arena, Anthony Joshua continues his journey, one that has seen crushing lows and incredible highs. A journey that must now pass the test of Kubrat Pulev, a journey to undisputed.
Let's start things off. We're going to opening up with an exciting young welterweight. Let's take a look at the card for the evening. Florian Marku of Albania, only his 8th pro fight, but over 100 kickboxing wins. He's a force in the boxing ring. Tonight he faces Jamie Stewart. You will be impressed by Marku. Stay tuned early. Then 2 British junior middleweights on the way up. Conway, only 24 years old, only 1 pro loss. He has his eye on bigger fights. Tonight he takes on Okolie. McGowan, a late sub, but also a fighter with just 1 loss. 3 heavyweight fights tonight. The first will be Martin Bakole, big heavyweight out of Scotland by way of the Congo. He faces veteran Kuzmin, a hard-hitting heavyweight out of Russia. We've seen him before on Dazn. Both are 15-1, should be a very good matchup. More heavyweights next. Hughie Fury, cousin of the other heavyweight champion, Tyson Fury. He says he's his own man and that he plans on being heavyweight champ as well. A gatekeeper test tonight facing veteran Marius Wach, 6'7", 274, one of the biggest heavyweights on the planet. The co-feature, top 10 cruiserweight Lawrence Okolie, first fight back since the lockdown. He takes on Poland's Jezewski, a late sub. Okolie looks to stay unbeaten and continue his climb to a title belt. And then the main event, the return of the heavyweight champion, Anthony Joshua's first bout since reclaiming his heavyweight belts from Andy Ruiz in Saudi Arabia. A Tyson Fury super fight is perhaps being bandied about. Kubrat Pulev stands in the way. His only loss to then heavyweight champ Vladimir Klitschko 6 years ago. The return of Anthony Joshua tonight, live from London. Stewart losing his balance there. I mean, this might not last long.
No, very talented. I wasn't sure if he's a southpaw, if he's orthodox. He goes back and forth, but he switches so nicely and quietly. Quick hands, strong as you could see. Very exciting fighter.
Oh, body shot, and down goes Stewart. That had a lingering effect. Devastating hook to the body.
Similar shot to what he hit Tommy Broadbent with. Exactly right there, left hook to the liver.
Like I said, a good-looking match. Look at that shot right there, but he sets it up with a nice throwaway right uppercut just to land that left hook down there.
Good combination work there by Marku, throwing 3, 4-punch combinations, going to the head, going to the body, turns back southpaw. Sergio, I'll say this, I'm not crazy about him as a southpaw. I don't think he's very effective that way, do you?
Well, he's not as effective as orthodox, but I like the way he does it. Well, that's what he's accustomed to, Brian. I mean, I asked him if he considers himself a southpaw. He says, I consider myself wherever I want to punch from.
Yeah.
He's got some great fights ahead of him, but he's like a mini Mike Tyson from Albania, isn't he? Terrific style. Love the switch hitting from his kickboxing days. We might be seeing a finish here. He's really loading it on. But it's a terrific fight. It's absolutely terrific.
Gareth, thank you very much, and it's good to get the lay of the land business-wise there in UK and what fights can be made before perhaps he gets into the welterweight top 10. And you're right, Gareth. Look, this is crowd-pleasing. He is fun to watch, loads up on his shots, but he's quick with his hands. Look at this arsenal, the repertoire coming out, and then moves his head nicely, getting out of danger from Jamie Stewart. I mean, the way he crouches, the way he watches, and again, the uppercuts and the hooks. He looks like, Sergio, he's on the verge of just taking Stewart in half. Hasn't happened yet. Final half of the final round. See Florian Marku steps on the gas a bit. Nice stiff left hand there from the southpaw style, excuse me. That's the power shot. Look at Stewart now fighting out of the corner nicely.
I understand what you were saying, Sergio, that when you can tell if a guy is tough in the ring But opportunities like this, when he gets Stewart back against the ropes, he goes in and then he steps out. He doesn't stay in there when he might have an opportunity to get a stoppage by flurry. He just steps out and gives Stewart this opportunity to come out and throw punches.
Because Stewart is fighting out of the corner. It's not that you can't just keep a man in the corner. If he's punching back at you, you have to defend no matter what. So Stewart's scrappy. He's punching back. He's absorbing the initial onslaught, then he's countering. Look, like right here, he's going to do the exact same thing that you just talked about. There's the onslaught. Wait for it here.
But he backs out. He's backing away from him without a punch being thrown.
Again, here's the body work, the head onslaught. That's the right hand.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of boxing, we go to referee Marcus McDonald's scorecard. It reads 76-76. We have a draw.
Round 3 here. Good sharp jab from Kieran Conway. Misses with the right hand. McGowan moving his head nicely. Beating Vernon Forrest is the real thing. Welterweight champion of the world.
You know, you mentioned losses, and Conway does have a loss on his resume, but that came as part of a 3-round fight that was part of the Ultimate Boxer competition in the UK a year ago. So it is a loss, officially, but not traditionally.
McGowan's putting good pressure right here. This is his fight. This is McGowan's fight. Conway fights best when he's fighting behind the jab. You know, he has solid fundamentals, quick hands, but he has to use that height. Inside, it's all McGowan.
Good body work here on the inside. Okolie McGowan has Conway trapped in the corner. Chris, you mentioned this is his game. Takes a jab up the middle, but this is where he wants to work.
He wants to put pressure on Kieran Conway.
Oof, that is 3 shots that he ate. He got an uppercut, right hand. So McGowan putting his body into Conway in the corner, but not throwing punches, and you can't do that, clearly. Look at another right hand off the ropes.
Well, this is what Conway wants to do. If you're going to get pressured, and if you're McGowan, you're not throwing punches and bunches at it. Just keep peppering with that jab, which is getting right through the guard.
He is knocking him around right now, and doing it from the corner. You rarely see that, but McGowan is waiting. Now he tries his combination. Good head work there by Conway, moving his head nicely. Still a lot of boxing to come here tonight. Live from London here on Dazn. Martin Bakole, Sergey Kuzmin, next big heavyweights head-to-head. Huey Fury, Tyson Fury's cousin, will take on Marius Wach, gatekeeper in the heavyweight division after that. And then we'll get top 10 cruiserweight Lawrence Okolie taking on Jezewski. 12 rounds of cruiserweights before the main event. Joshua and Pulev. Landed with the hook and a nice jab to finish it off. Good work there by Kieran Conway.
Good round by Conway.
He's very effective keeping that jab in motion and keeping Conway, or keeping McGowan rather.
Oh, and down he goes, the hook. Sends McGowan to the canvas.
Look, that was a byproduct of the jab. He kept throwing that jab, followed up with the right hand. Conway's face, or McGowan's face, all busted up.
And Conway's not loading up, and he started doing that in the 7th round, and that's why he's having access. He's catching.
McGowan in trouble now. Conway, can he finish him off? Body shots going back to the head, looking to close the show. McDonald taking a closer look.
See how McGowan's not loading up on none of those shots. He's trying to get an angle. Excuse me, Conway is trying to get an angle on McGowan right there, and that's exactly what he needs to do. Punch with more fluidity and speed.
The way his face is cut up, too, really, it won't take much more before McDonald or a corner will stop this fight.
So 3 minutes left, they're going to let him go.
I just don't see a moral victory, Sergio. And I get you have a fighter's perspective, and I get that, and I respect that. But Brian just saw it last week with Santana against Josito Lopez. Like, was it a moral victory for Santana to keep going into the final round of that fight just so he could get punched in the head?
Yeah.
No way.
He was taking a lot of clean headshots, too, in that fight, Chris. You're right. And I was surprised when we went to the corner. The corner was not even entertaining the notion of stopping the fight. We've already had one surprise here today. We don't expect one here with 3 judges sitting ringside scoring this fight, even with masks, even with visors. I think they can see what happened. And that's the fight. Let's get the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' score totals. Phil Edwards, 100 to 90. Bob Williams and Steve Gray both scored this contest, 100 to 89. All three for your winner by unanimous decision, Kieran Two-Class Conway.
Bend your knee.
You see, he's got a nice jab. Big things are possible. And I wondered, you know, hey, if you could win this fight, what would you like to do? And I asked him that this week, and he said, I'm only focused on this fight. And I said, all right, so let's say you win the fight. Where will you go next? He goes, no. I've learned my lesson from the Michael Hunter fight. I am truly only focused on this fight. And I think he meant it. He just truly thought, you know, nothing happens unless I beat Kuzmin. Good hard right hand by Kuzmin. A good uppercut as well on the way in. You can see just a calm, hard effectiveness from Kuzmin, and a good uppercut coming back from Bakole as the heavyweights start to mix it up.
Kuzmin is trying to time Bakole, but Bakole's fighting best behind that jab. He's longer, he's a little bit taller, and right now he's having success with that reach.
And good countering ability by both fighters. Right hand there, exchanging good hooks, and then a right to the body from Bakole.
That was a really good right hand over the top of Bakole.
Bakole again with that right hand. Finding a home for it now, but then smacking it with a hook. The repertoire coming out from Martin Bakole. Look at this. Putting a battering on Kuzmin. Uppercut lands by Bakole. Right hand by Kuzmin. Good exchanges here by both men. Bakole getting the better of it as a jab snaps Bakole's head back.
I think Bakole's getting the best of it, but Kuzmin's getting the timing right now. He's landing some really nice shots, well-timed shots.
You're right, Sergio. Those are meaningful shots that he's landing, even though Bakole has outlanded him in this round. Those are hard shots coming back the other way, meaningful punches. Whoa, good crisp right hand and a hook by Kuzmin. Ricky Hatton, junior welterweight champion of the world, beat the great Kostya Tszyu and challenged for the welterweight title. Lost to Floyd Mayweather, but tremendous career. Just like we'll see Shane McGuigan is training on the undercard here, talking about great fighters from England and Ireland and their progeny.
Kuzmin is landing more shots right now because Bakole stopped fighting behind the jab. He gave up his distance. Right now, it'll serve Sergey Kuzmin right to put the pressure on Bakole. Go forward with the overhand lefts and rights.
They're chest to chest right now, and that benefits Sergey Kuzmin, no question. Tries with the right hand. Bakole tries southpaw for a moment and switches back. But this is not his best chance to win this fight. No. Kuzmin inside and able to get his hands working.
Now the gap has been closed with the distance between Kuzmin and Bakole, and this is easily Kuzmin's best round of the fight.
Really good action because Kuzmin was able to get him the inside right there, and that's what Bakole was doing really successful, fighting behind that jab. But right here, he gave up the jab, gave up the distance, and that's when the shorter fighter can land those overhand rights. Bakole giving up his distance. He's already taken 3 overhand rights by Kuzmin.
Kuzmin in his grill. Able to land that hook. It was soft, didn't have a lot on it.
But this is where he's got to be. This is where Hunter was when he picked up the win. And that's where Kuzmin needs to be. He's got to be fighting on the inside, throwing big punches, forcing the action in there.
That was a good uppercut by Kuzmin. And just a little, that's a subtle body shot by Bakole, but that's a nice piece of work. Just strafed him right there along the belly. Let him know he was there, slowed him up a little bit. More combination work. This is where Kuzmin can be effective. He is right on top of him, head on his shoulder. This is where he's got to go to work.
It looks like Bakole's taking this round off, but I don't think he has the luxury to take the round off. This is Kuzmin's shot to land something big and turn the fight around.
Yeah, and I'm favoring Bakole 5 rounds to 2 in this fight, but there have been at least one swing round, that second round, which I scored for Bakole in that one.
Kuzmin is trying to set up Bakole with an overhand right. He's throwing away jabs to the belly just to get Bakole to think the next shot's going to go down there and come over the top.
I wonder if Kuzmin thinks he's got this round already, Sergio, because otherwise he can't throw away a round. He just can't stall like this. Eats a jab on the way in, final seconds.
He's trying to set up that right hand, but yeah, you're right. He stalled that round.
It's the last minute he did nothing, but to Chris's point, perhaps he did enough in the first 2 minutes. That counts too. A professional judge hopefully takes that into account, what happens early. It all matters. Martin Bakole putting his hands up. He believes he won the fight. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. Marcus McDonald, 98-92. Mateo Montella, 97-93. Jordan Azikiev scored this contest 96-94. All three for your winner by unanimous decision. And the new WBC International Heavyweight Champion, Martin Bakole.
An exultant Martin Bakole, and those scores seem to make sense, fellas, didn't it? Fury turns southpaw briefly. Eats a shot as Wach is able to fire off a jab and a right hand.
Yeah, Fury's going to switch a lot. I mean, he's a smart, cagey fighter. He likes, he's real clever in there, defensive. And that's the thing that the stigma he gets, that he's a quote-unquote boring fighter. But he's a smart fighter. You know, I appreciate his fight IQ. You know, this is a good opportunity against Wach to really put the gas and try to look impressive tonight, especially in the later rounds.
Wach with the right hand there. Tries to land it again after a good body combination. Joshua had lost to Ruiz. Now he regained it, but in the meantime, he had lost it, and two of the top three fought each other.
Yeah, and a year ago, I would have ranked Deontay Wilder ahead of Anthony Joshua. Did rank him ahead of Anthony
So then
Joshua.
when Fury beats him, how is he not the champ?
He will be when he beats Anthony Joshua.
He can only beat who's in front of him. Good uppercut there by Wach. All right, we differ in the opinion there. Sergio, you want to weigh in?
I do not want to weigh in. I just want to talk about. I want to talk about how Hughie Fury's putting the gas. He's backing up the bigger Wach. Wach landed a big uppercut, but too far in between. This is what Fury needs to keep doing: putting the pressure, backing up the bigger man.
I can't believe Sergio took a knee on that one. It's terrible.
Well,
A little clubbing shot with the right hand. They're looking Fury to that point. Like I asked him, you know, your cousin winning the heavyweight championship and beating Deontay Wilder, you know, just give you extra confidence that your first cousin is the heavyweight champ, and your father did train him. And he said his first words out of his mouth, "I'm my own man." Oh, good right hand there by Wach. So he didn't even want to hear it. Wherever they are in their relationship, he doesn't want to hear it about. Wow, right hand. Fury comes in firing on Wach. Marius Wach in trouble, back in the corner now. Can he unleash the Fury? Another right hand. Hughie Fury comes out firing.
Fury turning southpaw, back to orthodox right there. That's what you want to do with an older fighter. Back him up. You want to throw the looping shots.
We were able to spend time. Marius Wach was in Saudi Arabia. We were there for a full week, and just basically in the same hotel compound in Saudi Arabia with Marius Wach as he walked around. It took us a few days to really think, who is that guy? He was walking around in these pinstripe suits and this spiked hair. He had grown his hair out a little more, and it was spiky blonde hair, and he looked like a villain in the Bourne Supremacy.
No, he looked like he looked like a basketball player. He looks massive, like either a villain or a superhero. He has that masculine jaw. He's just a big, imposing figure.
No, he should be fighting Jason Statham in an action film, is what he should be doing.
Statham stands no chance.
Oh, right hand, beautifully done by Fury. I just thought like a Shannon Briggs got to fight. Remember Shannon Briggs, heavyweight titleist?
Some blood on the left side of the face of Hughie Fury. It looks like there's a cut over the eyebrow.
Come on, get on with it.
See right there, Fury is a southpaw then. No, it was just Wach That was an accidental clash of heads right there, unintentional.
And the cut no longer a factor for Hughie Fury. His corner has done its job, and Fury has as well.
That's a really solid performance in this fight from Hughie Fury. We're not going to, overrate Wach here. He is what he is, almost 41 years old, a gatekeeper. But Fury has largely dominated this fight. Should win pretty wide on the scorecards.
And if you heard what the instructions they gave him in the corner, they want him to box. And this is the thing about when it comes to Hughie Fury, he gets that stigma of being a boring fighter, not exciting fighter, not going for the knockout. But it's also because he's listening to his trainer and his instructions in the corner.
Well, if he's doing a tattoo job like that, Sergio, look, I mean, that's all you have to do. I mean, he's able, he got that left hand right up the middle. And he's just building a points lead, so this is pretty. When he was able to land clean shots like that.
Yeah, and his corner just told him, Wach's not going anywhere. He's a big, strong man, and in the 10th round already, you already got it in the bag. Yeah, for being that athletic at 6'6", not only is it fight IQ and bloodline and everything else, but it's being clever, throwing the right shots.
Look at him right there, the footwork, nicely done, moving his head, shifting his weight. Not landing an awful lot here, but throughout the fight, he has outlanded Marius Wach by a wide margin, clubbing right hand, and then he goes back to southpaw again.
And this is the stigma that Hughie Fury has, that he doesn't go for the knockouts or that he has a quote-unquote boring style. But look, 10th round in, he's not comfortable with the decision. He wants to stop Wach.
Good effort here. Hughie Fury was cut, never thought of stopping, and he picked up the action round by round. That'll do it. 10 rounds in the books, and Hughie Fury should lock up his 25th professional win. And you see that cut is just no longer a fact. That cut, I think, would be completely healed if they fought 15 rounds. It would be gone. There'd be no trace of it by the way these guys are working on him.
I think it's Hughie Fury and his cut man that are going to get the victory tonight.
Yeah, look, I mean, that cut got better and better. We can't quite see it. Maybe he turns around to us now toward the camera.
For your winner, by unanimous decision, Hughie Fury!
Jezewski was getting ready. Oh, took a knee already.
Body shot, Brian.
Wow.
Right to the midsection. Good punch by Okolie.
Knocked down already in the first half of the first round. And we've seen so many fights go the distance. Right hand by Okolie. Could we see an early stoppage and get straight to Joshua Pulev in the main event? I was just about to say, Jezewski had a fight scheduled for tonight, so he was already in training. Straight up the middle, and he's hurt. He is badly wobbled. Okolie has Jezewski hurt. Somehow he stays on his feet.
It looked like Okolie was mystified for a second how Jezewski was moving there.
He was short-circuited. I mean, he just didn't know where he was. That's shades of Zav Judah against Kostya Tszyu, where like his body was short-circuiting, but now he seems to have been able to get things back together. Body shot by Okolie, not letting him off the hook.
And Jezewski actually threw a left hook.
He's hurt again. No, he's concussed. This should stop. This is going to have to be stopped. He's not reacting well to punches.
His legs aren't cooperating with him.
No, neurologically, he's not sound.
Sergio,
I mean, that's the second time he has been hurt in that manner. I don't know why they're letting this go.
No, there's no way he's going to recover from that. Once your legs go like that, it's just going to take one more shot, either for you to go down or remind your legs that you're hurt.
I mean, I've just never seen a guy second time around take a shot like that unless he was pre-concussed or badly hurt. And that's the second time he was just doing a little dance and he doesn't know where he is. He does it again. He ducks under after eating a right hand. He's not in good shape. I mean, he's fighting hard, but he's not in good shape. From what I've seen throughout the last 3 decades, when a man reacts to a headshot like that, you're not going to get better as the night goes on. That stays there. So now maybe I'm wrong.
No, it stays there. Believe me, and that's what those temple shots do. Your legs go out the window, especially your knees buckle and you can't control it.
Okolie with a real chance to end this now. Jezewski's in very bad shape. Eats a hook and then a right hand. Okolie gets to work, and he's got distance. Nice hook on return by Jezewski.
And that's the left hook that I was talking about in the first round. So his legs might not be under him, but Jezewski is looking for that left hook.
Well, he's got courage, no question. Chris, what would you do if you were in Jezewski's corner?
Look, I would tell him to get on the inside. As we said at the top of the show, a guy like Okolie is not great yet at fighting on the inside. There's a lot of holding, at least he has his professional career. You can't fight at this distance. Okolie's too big, too strong, and too long for you to have any success.
And another reason you don't stop this fight is because, look, you got to give credit to an undefeated fighter in Jezewski. So 19-0, you can't just stop it on a one time that you're hurt and your legs are buckled.
I just so rarely see a man react in a professional fight to shots like that.
And there it is again.
And he's wobbled. Again, it's neurological, Sergio. It's not safe. They should stop this fight. And even a referee watching it, I'd be very disturbed by what I'm seeing.
Oh, that temple shot reminded me a little bit of the temple shot Anthony Joshua took against Ruiz. Remember, he took it with the left hand at the top of the temple, but he had a similar reaction where his body kind of malfunctioned.
But you're right, good point, Chris. But even he didn't do that little dance the way Jezewski has done a dance twice. I don't like this at all.
That's it.
You've got to stop this fight. He's not right.
Now you stop the fight.
Enough.
Yeah, he cannot continue. Thank you. There's no way he should have been able to even fight that long. He could be badly damaged. You've got to get him out of there. Okolie did his job, but while Jezewski came in and was just not right after taking that shot. Gets under the hook again. Weaves nicely underneath, so good defensive skills by Joshua. And a return right hand. Good counter right. Pulev is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill. Pulev says he's not hurt. Screaming out. But Joshua, there's confidence. There's aggression.
And this is where AJ needs to be a little bit careful. This is exactly where he got hurt with Andy Ruiz. Getting reckless, going aggressive, and going towards him.
Beautiful right hands from the champion. Knocking Pulev around the ring. Hits him with an uppercut as well. Another uppercut. That hurt Pulev. Pulev's on the ropes. He's hurt. He turns his back.
That's the second time Pulev turns his back.
That fight could have been stopped. That's a knockdown, but that could have been stopped.
Let's try this again, Brian. Anthony Joshua is a composed and ferocious finisher. Watch this.
That's what you said against Ruiz. Let's see. Can he close the show? This is impressive. This is the destroyer that we saw through his first 20 fights. Pulev is hurt. Pulev on the ropes again. Turns away. Does he want any more? The uppercut. Pulev down on his back. Second knockdown of the round. Two knockdowns. There's 17 seconds left in this round. They get him back in there. This could end. Joshua showing the complete repertoire. Uppercuts, right hands, now a hook. Another uppercut. That uppercut has found a home. He is hitting him every time. And the round ends, and whoa, and that's well after the bell and unnecessary. Very impressive round nonetheless for Anthony Joshua, obviously.
Brian, you made the point after that first knockdown. That very easily could have been stopped. Here you see Anthony Joshua coming in. Pulev lunges with the jab. Joshua feints, ducks it, lands that big right hand. And before Pulev can go down, he stumbles into the corner with his back turned. Sergio, I've seen fights stop because of that.
That's all body language. That's a big man not knowing how to react to being hurt. That's a big taboo in boxing, guys. You don't turn your back, but that's instinctive. That's something that Pulev's not used to.
When you turn your back like that, the fight can be stopped. That means you no longer want to continue, and the referee should save you. Chris, do you like the way he's boxing now, though, having, with the knockdowns in the bank?
I like the way he's boxing because he's going upstairs, downstairs, looking for that big right hand and that uppercut. 3 in a row right there.
There it is.
4.
There it is. Putting his foot on the gas now. There was a little something extra on that right hand. Then Pulev lands with an uppercut.
If I'm the referee, Brian, that's like the 10th rabbit punch that Kubrat Pulev has thrown to the back of the head of Anthony Joshua. At some point, there's got to be a stronger warning.
Yeah, a warning, during the round. You can do that. He has not had real control of this fight, really, from the very start when he didn't give instructions. Very puzzling when you have a referee in there for the heavyweight championship of the world. Final minute, round 7. Again, there was that flurry from Anthony Joshua in this round. Beautiful scoring shots and throwing that vicious uppercut multiple times, trying for damage. Chris, how do you have it scored?
Well, I've got it basically 7 rounds to 1 in favor of Anthony Joshua. I actually gave Pulev the last round a strong first minute. I thought he landed the most consequential punch, a straight right hand that moved Joshua back, but it is all AJ in this fight, including so far in this round.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if the judge went Joshua's way in that round too. Maybe, maybe not. But it's a good scorecard. Look at these uppercuts. 2 of them landed. 3, 4. 4 uppercuts land by Anthony Joshua.
It's funny watching these inside exchanges. When Joshua throws that uppercut, Pulev doesn't seem all that interested in defending it. He's sort of allowing Joshua to continue to throw that straight up.
You rarely see 3 in a row land. Uppercuts, anyway.
It was like the end of that Gervonta Davis-Leo Santa Cruz fight.
Because it's a dangerous punch to throw, especially if you're a big man. It's rare to see big men like Joshua throw more than 1 uppercut like that.
Maybe watch that fight. I've never seen an uppercut like that.
Because it leaves you susceptible.
Oh, another one, and Pulev is hurt. Pulev is rocked. He's on shaky legs, and down he goes.
That was 3 consecutive uppercuts that Pulev got hit with, and he is badly hurt.
He is wobbling around the ring. Ordered back to the neutral corner.
15 seconds now for Joshua to finish.
3rd knockdown of the fight for Anthony Joshua. Right hand, and down goes Pulev, and that's it.
And there is your ferocious finish.
The count is on. And they get to 10, and Anthony Joshua has an emphatic knockout win. The champ is back and back in style. Taking the bow in London, and he deserves to. And I'll say this for Dion Duarte, the referee, as Joshua steps out already, he counted to 10. You're allowed to. Is he leaving? No, he's coming down. Floyd Mayweather. Look at that.
Look, we saw in the Klitschko fight that Pulev had no answer for those left hooks. In this fight, no answer for the uppercut.
Look at that. Even a big man getting an angle. Not only did he land the first uppercut, shifted to the right just to land it again.
And Pulev trying to stay on his feet, but just could not. And yet, look, another uppercut, and that lands flush. And Joshua continues to punch.
This is exactly what Anthony Joshua needed. He needed the knockout. He needed to answer questions. Did he answer his questions here of heart, of chin, of mental doubt? To me, he did.
Well, I think no question, Sergio, you're right. Look at that right hand. There's a highlight reel shot. That is Lennox Lewis Hassan Rahman right there. That's beautiful.
That was the very end of Kubrat Pulev. You saw for that last knockdown, he was sort of walking around the ring in a daze. Credit him for getting to his feet, but that right hand just detonated on his chin.
Oh, that's the coup de grace
hey,
right
listen,
there.
Lennox Lewis or Tommy Hearns, the way that elbow snaps, look at how the elbow snaps. He turns the wrist, pop. That's full extension on that right hand. Doesn't get more beautiful than that.
Talking about Hearns against Pepino Cuevas, one of the best right hands of all time. And that just finished things as Joshua can strut away as a winner.